What's up, everybody, and welcome to an all-new episode of Casters of Horror. I'm Chris Mess.
I'm Shane, and this week we sit down for another alleged classic as we encounter The Thing.
It's somewhere. Is it over here, or is it over here? Or is it behind me? Yeah, this is fitting, since the day that we are recording this is actually John Carpenter's birthday. So, happy birthday, nice. Johnny boy. This film was directed by John Carpenter, written by Bill Lancaster and John W. Campbell Jr. Notably, like you said, one of the biggest horror films of all time.
Uh-huh.
And we decided to give our thoughts, as if they matter.
Yeah, that's right.
To anyone. So, anyway, this film stars Kurt Russell, a young, strapping Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Wilford Brimley, way before he did the diabetes commercials. Was that dude ever young?
I don't know. The only time I ever seen him was looking like we all know him to look like. Yeah. You know,
and diabetes and Quaker Oats.
Yeah, yeah, Quaker Oats.
And it also stars Keith David in it, which I was like, oh yeah, that's that dude. And then there was another guy that I was like, who's that guy? Donald Moffat. Playing Gary. So the other guys I really didn't recognize that much. Then again, this movie is 40 years old.
There is that, yes.
So, which is odd to think. You know, it's like, we're going to see if this movie holds up from 40 years ago. So, which, yeah, I mean, I guess
this is another one, you know, a classic that neither of us had ever seen.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it yet. Which is, you know, take my horror card or whatever.
Yeah.
But I had never seen it, and you know me and creature horror, so
not really your jam.
This ought to be interesting.
Yeah.
So, but we might as well jump on into it. It starts out in Antarctica with a group of, I would assume, scientists.
Yeah.
There's somebody there. It's a group of.
Yeah, it's some sort of research station.
Yeah. And the pilots and whatnot, cooks, and you know, the whole crew. And then all of a sudden we see this helicopter chasing a dog, like a German Shepherd. Was it a German Shepherd or was it a husky?
I think it was a husky.
Chasing down this husky, and they're shooting at it. And we don't know why. It's a bunch of the Swedish research team from another base camp.
Yeah, it's a Norwegian team, I think.
Was it Norwegian? Oh yeah, they said Norge. That's right. Norge was on the side of the helicopter. So, Swedish, Norwegian, whatever.
Yeah. Well, they actually do that in the film too.
Do they really?
They're not Swedish. They're actually Norwegian. Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of yeah. My wife's Swedish. She'd love to hear me say, "Oh, Swedish, Norwegian." This is like Scottish, Irish, whatever. You both have small. So. Anyway, so it's a research team. They're out there doing who knows what, and they go to try to find out the helicopter. It ends up like blowing up once it lands. The guy's like shooting at everybody. They kill one of the Norwegian guys. He's not necessarily shooting at them as much as the dog.
Yeah,
they shoot him, kill him because he's just acting crazy. And then the helicopter blows up. And so they're going to figure out what in the world's going on. So they take off over to the Norwegian research base. Wasn't too far from them. And they find this empty, looks like a casket, you know, like a big tomb almost of ice and it's empty. And they go outside and they see this weird creature that's outside of the camp, and they decide to bring it back with them for research.
Great
That's all.
idea.
That's always a good idea. They're thinking Nobel Prize.
And this creature is, humanoid, right? So humanoid-esque. It's very clearly like this thing it's got like two heads, and so yeah, there's something going on here. Let's
Arms,
bring it back.
limbs. Let's just, why not wrap it up in a blanket, carry it back. And it had obviously been burned. Like the whole camp had been like burned, set on fire, on purpose. It looked like.
Yeah.
Once they bring it back, all hell just breaks loose.
Yes, it does.
It originally started. Okay, the very, very beginning of a film, we see a spaceship flying,
yes.
a UFO. It comes around the side and gets caught in the orbit and crashes in Antarctica. Okay.
Yeah, and then the title card comes up, and I gotta say, that is a really super cheesy opening. And I was like, like seeing that spaceship crash, I was like, oh, here we go. But I don't know.
This film definitely made me think about 80s films and where we've come as. I'll get into that in here in a little bit. So anyway, all hell breaks loose. They're trying to now. This thing starts infecting people.
Yeah,
can take their form. All this, and they start killing off things one by one.
Yeah.
Anyway, supposed to be one of the greatest classics of all time. It has had a remake. People thought was okay. Some people were like, "That's blasphemy! You remake the thing."
Now,
how dare you?
I haven't seen that one, but I think wasn't that
seen
one
the first
actually?
One
right. But wasn't the remake actually a? Well, it wasn't a straight remake, was it? I don't think. I think it was actually like a prequel or something.
No, it was supposed to be a remake. To this.
Was it? Okay.
And it had Mary Elizabeth Winstead in it, and who's that dude from Avatar? The Avatar dude.
That guy. I don't know.
Joel. I'm gonna put it right here, and it's gonna make me feel stupid.
Edgerton.
Yes, you looked it up.
I looked it up.
You looked it up. Now I don't have to put it up. Yay, editing. So yeah, Joel Edgerton, and I haven't seen it either. But from what I've heard, it's a remake of it. It may not be exact, but it's supposed to be the same story. From what I've heard. So anyway,
now this is one of John Carpenter's 3 films that he later self-dubbed his Apocalypse trilogy.
Okay.
They are not like in any way connected. I think as far as I know, the only connection they have is that they are a sort of love letter to his love of H.P. Lovecraft.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So this is cosmic horror. This is John Carpenter's take on cosmic horror.
So which three films are those? Can you think of them off the top of your head or no?
I know the third one is In the Mouth of Madness. The second one is I don't know. I've never seen any of the 3 of them. So
all right, well that's fine. Yeah. So 83? Wasn't this 83?
82, I think. 82.
Was it 82?
Early 80s.
Yeah.
I think it was 82.
Very, very early 80s.
Yeah.
Research Station, early winter 1982. This is John Carpenter stated that of all of his film, this is his personal favorite.
Okay.
What did you think of it? What did you think of this said classic?
Well, honestly, unlike the other said classic that we watched, I really liked this one.
Okay.
I mean, it's other than that opening, the very very beginning with the crashing, spaceship, whatever.
Yeah.
I actually thought that this one was pretty good. Now, yeah, yeah. Now, is it cheesy '80s Lovecraftian horror? Yes, it's a cheesy '80s, creature feature.
Yeah.
Um, I went into this with basically no expectations because you know, I had never seen it. I knew what it was about. I had never seen it. Uh, I loved it. This is my kind of film, and to me, this is when I hear that something is a classic. This is what I want to see. This one worked for me. I loved it, and as far as I'm concerned, it well earns its classic moniker. I loved the sort of creature monster design, which continually changed because it was the sort of thing that is supposed to take the form or whatever it's inhabiting, and
they really weren't for sure what it would look like from one
no.
minute to the next.
I mean, it was gooey and tentacly, and it was Lovecraftian. That's
hey now.
So
hey now,
yeah.
I watch.
So to me, this was this one absolutely deserves its place as a classic. It worked for me. I liked it.
Nice.
Yeah,
very nice.
But the big question is, Lovecraftian film,
think
creature feature, neither of which are your jam. Did this classic hold up for you, or
also a classic film?
Yes.
Like that's another thing for I'm not a huge I'm gonna get so much hate mail. Bring it on. Oh geez. I'm not a huge 80s horror fan. And I say that only for the fact there's not a whole lot that I've watched, but there's so much I'm so much of a I come from a directorial mind now, and I look back and I see the way that things were done. I'm like, that's cool, but I like even the writing styles. Okay, there's something, you take something from the 50s that was written, you take something from the 80s that was written, and you take something that was now. It's like how were people so bad at storytelling back in the day?
Yeah.
And now it's like, it seems just so fluid. Acting back in the day was, hey, mama, here's your and now it's like realistic.
I totally get what you're saying. And I will say, before you go on with your opinion, I will say that to me, other than like maybe that very beginning and just the creature design, this didn't feel like an 80s film to me, personally. I mean, in that context.
Yeah. And with that being said, a 40-year-old film freaking held up. This movie was good. It was really good. Kurt Russell was a badass in it. It hit all the right notes. And like you said, when you're looking at something that should be called a classic, this is definitely a classic.
Yeah.
And totally. Rightfully so. So it was a great film. Still, the storyline was just, it was right on point. The guys who wrote it did a great job writing.
Yep.
And John Carpenter brought it to life. And it was that good. So if you guys haven't checked it out, I highly suggest it. Even though you're like, oh, it's an old movie and blah, blah, blah. I like what Tom Savini says. He says, there's no such thing as old films and new films. If you haven't seen it, it's all a new film to you.
Yeah.
So
and this was a new film to me.
Words. Yeah.
And you know, there's people out there who probably wish they could have been in our shoes to watch this for the first time. Because I've had that with films where like, oh, it's a film I love. I wish I could experience it for the first time again.
Yeah. And there's films that I wish I hadn't experienced for the first time.
there is that. Yes, there is.
So anyway, let us know what you guys think of this film. Have you guys seen The Thing? Have you seen the new version of The Thing? Which one did you like better? If you guys think that the other one was better, let us know down in the comments, and we may have to put them side by side. A little throwdown between the things. We're going to have a thing throwdown. That sounded horrible.
Yeah, totally different channel.
Way different channel. But let us know what you guys think. Put it down in the comments while you guys are down there. Hit like and subscribe. That way you guys can keep up with all the content that we put out. This was a good one. I liked it. I liked it. Very nice. It was your pick
we deserved. Yeah. We deserved this good classic after that last dumpster fire classic we watched.
Absolutely. So anyway, that's it for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Until the next episode, I am Chris Mess.
I'm Shane.
Get the hell out of here.
See ya.
We'll see you guys.
Diabetes.